Hey guys, let's get more news about Lakers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Lakers' pursuit of top trade target hits snag, report. The Los Angeles Lakers' search for a center to help Anthony Davis and their front court hit a snag as Utah Jazz's Walker Kessler, one of their top trade targets, is unavailable, per Los Angeles Times' Dan Woik. While teams have expressed interest in Utah center Walker Kessler, the Lakers included, the belief in NBA circles is that he's not available in any realistic trade scenarios, Utah electing to keep one of the NBA's top rim protectors through the deadline, Woik reported on January 5. The 23-year-old Kessler offers elite rim protection. This season, the 7-foot Jazz center is averaging a career-high 10.4 points on 71.2% field goal shooting, 11.1 rebounds, 2.6 blocks and 1.7 assists. Imagine the better looks Kessler could get with Davis and LeBron James and the defensive presence he could provide for the Lakers at the rim, which will allow Davis to roam as a weak side defender. Lakers coach J.J. Redick openly said in the summer that he wanted a bruising center to play next to Davis. You certainly have to look at what I think is actually a very good roster, a very balanced roster, Redick said in an interview with Justin Turman and Eddie Johnson on SiriusXM NBA Radio in July. We'd love to, we tried, but we'd love to, at some point, get another five-man, a big bruising five-man. You look at the Western Conference right now, whether it's Denver, Minnesota, OKC with what they added, certainly Memphis, they're going to be back in the hunt, they added Zach Edey, certain matchups in the playoffs, you're going to need a lot of size. While Kessler is not the prototypical bruising big man, he has blossomed into a double-double machine and one of the best shot-blocking big men in the NBA today. A Davis-Kessler twin tower could be devastating to the Lakers' opponents for years to come. However, that remains a pipe dream for the Lakers. With Kessler unavailable, the Lakers still have other options, such as Washington Wizards center Jonas Valanciunas. According to Hoops Hype's Michael Scotto, the Lakers are expected to offer backup guard Gabe Vincent, who is currently injured. Having acquired the wing defender they sought in Finney Smith, the next item for the Lakers on their list is a backup center, Scotto reported. The Lakers will continue to try and acquire Wizards center Jonas Valanciunas or another backup center on the trade market with their remaining future second-round draft capital, and Gabe Vincent is expected to be dangled in talks as well, league sources told Hoops Hype. Valanciunas kept it coy amid the reported Lakers' interest. I don't have social media, Valanciunas told reporters after the Wizards' 126-106 loss to the New York Knicks on Monday, December 30. That's all. The Lakers showed more interest in him in the offseason, so much that he was on James' shortlist of then-free agents he was willing to take a pay cut for. But Valanciunas opted for the sure thing instead of waiting for the Lakers, agreeing to a sign-and trade with the Wizards for a 3-year, $30.2 million deal. Lakers are making a Finney Smith realization that Mavericks fans have always known. 1 week ago today, the Los Angeles Lakers pulled off a trade that Dallas Mavericks fans were hoping that Nico Harrison would make for months. Los Angeles sent D'Angelo Russell, Maxwell Lewis, and 3 second-round picks to the Brooklyn Nets in exchange for Dorian Finney-Smith and Shake Milton, and Dallas missed their shot at trading for the former fan-favorite wing. The Mavericks had shown a level of interest in making a move for Finney-Smith before he was traded to the Lakers, and despite missing out on him, they remain focused on adding front-court depth, specifically a defensive stopper ahead of the trade deadline next month. Finney-Smith would have been the perfect fit to play behind P.J. Washington and be Dallas' backup for, but now Mavs fans have to live with seeing him in the purple and gold and playing next to LeBron James at least until the end of the season. This was an outstanding move by the Lakers, as they added one of the most underrated 3-and-D wings in the league without giving up a first-round pick, and Los Angeles is starting to make a realization about Finney-Smith that Mavs fans have known for years. Despite having a rough start with the Lakers in which he scored just 5 points while shooting a combined 2-10 from the field and 1-6 from downtown over his first 2 games, he bounced back in his third game over the weekend. In Los Angeles's blowout win over the Atlanta Hawks on Friday night, Finney-Smith finished with 8 points and 5 rebounds while shooting 3-5 from the field and 2-3 from downtown in 23 minutes. So far, Finney-Smith is playing far less with the Lakers than he did with the Nets, but he showed a glimpse of what he can become in the game over Atlanta. Mavericks fans always knew that Finney-Smith wasn't always going to drop a huge scoring game all the time, but they also knew that his defense was going to be sound. In Finney-Smith's last season with the Mavs before they traded him to the Nets, 2022-23, he played in 40 games for Dallas and he scored single-digit points in 24 of these games. He was more likely to score 9 or fewer points than he was to score 10 or more, and Mavs fans got used to quiet offensive games towards the end of his tenure in Dallas. Despite some of these quiet scoring games, his defense and grit were never overlooked. This is what Lakers fans are going to have to learn whether they like it or not, and he is going to be a major difference maker for Los Angeles moving forward as he continues to get more used to what J.J. Redick is looking for out of him. Even though he is still getting used to the new schemes, Finney-Smith has been excellent defensively for the Lakers, and he is someone who will likely play big minutes down the stretch. His value goes way beyond the stat sheet, as his hustle on the offensive glass has been especially evident since joining Redick's squad. Finney-Smith has pulled down 7 offensive rebounds combined over 3 games with the Lakers so far, and they desperately needed someone who would do the dirty work considering they are 24th in the NBA in offensive rebounds per game. Lakers fans are quickly learning that every night isn't going to bring a big Finney-Smith scoring performance, but just as Mavericks fans know better than anyone, his impact is going to be louder than the stat sheet will ever show. Lakers' blockbuster trade proposal has LA landing $70 million star. After the Los Angeles Lakers made the move to land forward Dorian Finney-Smith and Shake Milton, many expected them to push their chips in even more. Ahead of the trade deadline next spring, Los Angeles is still expected to be active in improving their roster. In this new trade idea, Los Angeles does go for another title and land some strong depth around their 2-star players. The trade proposal would involve the Utah Jazz, a team that the Lakers have a recent trade history with. After studying the CBA and using the Spotrac trade machine, here is how a deal could look between the two sides. Lakers receive Walker Kessler and Colin Sexton. Jazz receive Gabe Vincent, Jared Vanderbilt, Jalen Hood-Schifino, the top 4 protections off the 2027 first-round draft pick, the 2029 first-round draft pick, and a 2025 second-round draft pick. Parting with the 2029 first-round pick would be tough for the Lakers, but this deal could be worth it. Sexton could fill the gap that D'Angelo Russell left, and he would be on an expiring contract next season. Advertising: Sexton has averaged 17.7 points, 2.7 rebounds, and 3.8 assists per game this year. Additionally, he has shot 43.8% from beyond the three-point line and would instantly help the Lakers shooting from distance. Adding a player like Kessler to the mix would be massive for the Lakers. Kessler has dominated on the defensive end of the floor since he first arrived in the NBA a couple of years ago. On the season, Kessler is averaging 10.2 points, 10.9 rebounds, 1.8 assists, and 2.7 blocks per game. His ability on the defensive end of the floor could unlock a ton for the Lakers since he would likely be playing alongside Davis. As far as his contract goes, it's very team-friendly and completely on board with what the Lakers are looking for. Kessler is making $2.9 million this season and then has a club option for $4.8 million next year. After that, the big man would enter restricted free agency. Los Angeles could try to extend him before then or possibly even flip him sometime next year. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Walker Kessler? Leave your opinion in the comments.